1 in the morning, 2 Tulsa police officers pulled a man over for expired tags.
Do you have anything in the vehicle? Because you've got a history of narcotics.
I know, and y'all always me just because I have a history. Can I get my ticket?
Well, all right.
Dude, can I just get my ticket and go, dude? I pulled in front of him. I'm sorry.
Hey, David.
I'm just trying to go to my house, man.
A routine stop, the kind they'd done 1,000 times. Within minutes, it would become one of the most disturbing pieces of body camera footage ever recorded.
Not even in gear. David, do you want to get sprayed then? I'm going to spray you again. Get out of the car! Get out! You got him?
By sunrise, a city was in mourning. One officer was fighting for his life, the other would not survive. And the man who did it had been given every chance in the world to simply step out of his car.
I pulled in front of him. I'm sorry.
Hey, David.
I'm just trying to go to my house, man. I'm not stepping out of the car.
Step out of the car.
I am not. You better call your supervisor or something. Y'all are
Bam,
breaking.
he's right there.
I'm the sergeant.
Dude,
He's asking you to step out of the car.
This is what happened and how it ended. To understand this night, you have to start a few hours earlier because the man behind the wheel was in a good mood. A very good mood. David Ware had just come from the Hard Rock Casino, where he'd hit a jackpot. When the officer walked up to his window, Ware was still riding that high. The officer who made the stop was young, only a few months into the job. He asked Ware for his license.
All right, David. You said you have a driver's license? You said you have a driver's license?
yes, I just.
So what I need you to do is step out of the vehicle.
What?
Well, first let me ask you one more time. Do you have anything in the vehicle? I need to know.
Why are you shining that in my face? I can't.
So I can
I'm
see
trying
in
to
the car.
talk to you, but you're shining that light in my fucking eyes.
Ware couldn't produce one. The officer asked a simple question, whether there was anything in the car, any heroin, any meth, and that ordinary question was the first small crack in what was about to become a catastrophe.
Do you have anything in the vehicle? Because you've got a history of narcotics.
I know, and y'all always me just because I have a history. Can I get my ticket?
Well, all right.
Dude, can I just get my ticket and go, dude? I pulled in front of him. I'm sorry.
Hey, David.
I'm just trying to go to
David.
my house, man. I'm not stepping out of the car.
Step out of the car.
I am not.
When Ware couldn't provide identification and the situation stalled, a second officer arrived to back him up. A sergeant. A 16-year veteran of the Tulsa Police Department, and a man who had once been the younger officer's own supervisor.
You better call your supervisor or something. Y'all are
Bam,
breaking.
he's right there.
I'm the sergeant.
Dude,
He's asking you to step out of the car.
I'm not stepping out of my car.
You have two choices. You can step out under your own power, or...
This is bull. I just got this car.
Okay.
Why can't you give me?
But we need you to step out of the car.
Now.
You have two choices. You can step out of the car,
Or I can drag you out.
or we can tase you.
My
Do you
right.
want to get tased?
Why are y'all doing this?
Because you're refusing to follow a lawful order. I need you to step out
It's
of the
not a
car.
lawful order.
It is a lawful order, and I will tase you if you do not get out of the car.
What follows on the footage is not a sudden explosion. It is slow, it is patient, and that's what makes it so hard to watch knowing what's coming.
This is
You have a choice. Get out of the car under your own power,
Please call
or
your
I will.
supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
Please.
I'm a
call-
sergeant. Step out of the vehicle
I don't-
now.
The officers ask him to step out of the car. He refuses. They ask again. He refuses again.
I don't have to.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Oh, I did it. Driving infraction. Please.
Yeah, and I told you already you need to get out of the car because the car's getting towed, too.
If you step out and be cool, this will go a whole lot better than if you make me tase you and force you out of the
How
car.
can you do this, man?
Step out of the car.
Y'all are violating my rights. That's by force and fear.
Then
You're
okay.
violating my
Look,
rights.
I don't know where you got your law degree.
I don't have a law
Then
degree.
shut up and get out of the car.
I'm not getting out, dude. This is call your supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
So everything that the police have gathered up to this moment goes as follows. David Ware was asked an unbelievable amount of times to exit, and he was not doing so. He had a history of narcotics already and was acting incredibly suspicious while having expired tags and not providing driver's license. The officers tried everything they could with David, giving him ample amount of time to cooperate. But he just wouldn't do it.
Get out of the car.
Danger, please don't tase me, sir.
Then get out of the car.
Please, sir, stop this.
Step out.
Call the supervisor, please.
Do you see this?
Supervisor, dude.
I want your supervisor.
Well, she's not here. That would be the captain. Step out of the car. Hey, don't
I'm
be
answering
reaching
my
for...
phone.
Get off the phone
Please
now.
violate my
Hang up,
rights.
dude.
When he wouldn't, the officers escalated exactly the way their training tells them to, one careful step at a time. They used a taser. They used pepper spray. Every tool they reached for was non-lethal.
Please
I'm going to tase you in 3,
pull up.
2,
I'm-
1. Do you want it or not?
You can't shoot me. I'm not doing anything.
I'm not going to shoot you. I'm going to tase you. There is a difference. Or I can
Why?
deploy OC because you've been given a lawful command to step
If
out of the
there's no
car.
Lawful command to step out of the car. I don't have to.
Get out of the car or I will
No,
tase you and I will
right.
drag you. You can turn on your own camera, but you're on both of our cameras.
This is
Step,
driving infraction.
David,
Just write me my ticket.
David, step out of the car.
Just write me
I'm
the
not going to
ticket.
tell you again. Get out of the car now.
At no point did either officer draw a firearm. They were trying to get a man out of a car over expired tags. That is all they were trying to do.
This is a driving infraction. Please, sir.
Get out of the car because I have to tow it. And I can't tow it with you in it.
You don't have to tow it.
Get
I
out.
do. I told you I'm towing it.
Why?
Get out of the car. Taser.
Hey,
I'm going to hit him. Are you ready?
Ready?
Get out of the car.
oh, what the?
Get out of the car.
Get out.
You want to get sprayed?
No.
Get out.
Okay.
Now.
I'm getting out.
Get out of the damn car now or I will spray you on the ground.
On the ground, man. I don't want to go to jail.
Get out of the car.
Before we go on, if you want to keep finding stories like this one, take a second to subscribe. Subscribing is what lets us keep bringing these stories to light. And then they reached in to physically pull him out. But before we go any further, freeze the footage right here. Because there is something in this frame that almost nobody catches. Watch his arm. While both officers are focused on pulling him out of the vehicle, his hand slips down under the seat. From where they're standing, neither officer can see it. He isn't struggling to get away. He is reaching for a gun he kept hidden underneath that seat. The officers have no idea. And everything that happens next was decided in this exact moment. The officers finally start to get him up and listen to him. He is screaming as if he's the one in danger.
Get out of the car. Thing's not even in gear. David, do you want to get sprayed again? I'm going to spray you again. Get out of the car. Get out.
Now freeze it one more time, right here, and look at his side. That is the pistol. It is already in his hand. While he screams, he is holding a loaded gun pressed against his side, out of the view of both officers.
Get out. You got him. What the? What the?
2 years later, he would tell a jury that everything he did that night, he did out of fear.
This video is evidence. It's evidence in a crime. It's evidence that should be played out in court, not in public. Yep, we have to release it.
This frame is what he was actually doing while he screamed. The jury saw it too. They did not believe him. This is the moment the situation left their control. not because of anything they did, but because of what David Ware had already chosen. In the middle of that struggle, David Ware raised the gun he had been hiding and opened fire. We're going to stop the footage there because what happens next should not be shown and does not need to be. What matters is this. In a matter of seconds, both officers were shot. The sergeant was hit in the head. The younger officer was hit in the head as well. Ware then ran, leaving 2 men down in the road.
2 officers were gunned down. Our officers gave more than 40 commands. 40 times they asked him to exit that vehicle before they used any type of force. If you include the force, they asked him over 60 times or ordered him over 60 times to exit the vehicle. 7 times he was warned before he was tased. 7 times.
The call went out over the radio. 2 officers shot. Backup poured in from across the city. When they reached the scene, they didn't wait for an ambulance. Officers loaded the sergeant into a highway patrol car and drove him toward the hospital themselves, because every second counted. One of the wounded officers, bleeding from a head wound, was still able to tell the arriving officers one thing before he was taken away. He gave them a name, David Ware. Ware didn't get far on his own. A man named Matthew Hall drove him away from the scene and helped him dispose of the gun. Both would be caught. Hall would later be convicted as an accessory for helping a man who had just shot 2 police officers. But for the sergeant, help came too late. He had been shot in the head, and despite everything the officers and doctors did, he died of his injuries. A 16-year veteran, a husband, a father whose son would later stand up in a courtroom and talk about how much he would miss him.
And Craig is mortally wounded at this point, and he's not going to survive. Despite everything that the first officers on the scene attempted to do, all of the life-saving measures that they implored, he's not going to survive.
The younger officer, the one who made the stop, somehow lived. He had been shot in the head too. He spent around 4 months at a rehabilitation facility out of state, relearning, recovering, fighting his way back. And then he did something almost no one expected. He returned to work. He put the uniform back on. 2 years later, David Ware went on trial for his life. It was the first time Tulsa County had sought the death penalty in over a decade. Ware took the stand in his own defense, which is rare. He claimed self-defense. He told the jury he had only been trying to shoot the officers in their body armor, to incapacitate them. He said this about 2 men he had shot in the head. His attorney argued the officers had mistreated him. The jury did not believe any of it.
About a 50% reversal rate of death penalty cases in Oklahoma. I expect that rate to go up a little bit when Mr. Ware's case makes it into the appellate courts.
Then the surviving officer testified, and what he said was one of the most haunting parts of the entire case. He told the jury he has no memory of that night. He doesn't remember the traffic stop. He doesn't remember David Ware. He doesn't even remember being shot. And he said he has never watched the video because he cannot bring himself to see himself or his friend be shot.
Tulsa police officers are traumatized, and there's a lot of officers that don't want to see this video.
The man whose body camera the whole world would eventually see cannot bear to look at it himself. The jury took less than 3 hours to find David Ware guilty on every count, including first-degree murder. They deliberated 3 more hours on his sentence and came back with death.
If I were the public, I would turn the television off. I would tune out. Let this video play out in court, and let the judge and jurors be the ones that must view it.
When the judge formally handed it down, Ware showed almost no emotion. He became the 43rd person on Oklahoma's death row. David Ware remains on death row today as the long appeals process required by law continues. A sergeant with 16 years on the job was killed over a traffic stop for expired tags. His partner survived a gunshot to the head, lost his friend, and walked back into the job that nearly killed him with no memory of the night it happened. 2 officers gave a man more than 50 chances to step out of a car. What he chose instead is why one family will never be whole again.